Hi, welcome back to another Archicad speed modeling tutorial by ASM TechBase. My name is Carsten MD. Join the ASM TechBase email list for newsletters and future updates. In today's tutorial, I'd like to show you how to create some exciting looking facade blades, and as you can see, some just random cuts and shadow lines added to your walls. You can see if I zoom in here, it starts to look really cool depending on the angle you are. And look at that one, it's really cool. So how do we do this? How did I do this? I'll show you in this tutorial. All right, let's get started then. The base file I'm starting up with today, it's quite simple. I'll show you in 3D. I've got just a couple of stories to start with. We got a ground floor and we have a level 1. And the level 1, as you can see, has some blades in front of the windows. So have a look in the elevation. I've got A1, A2, and that's A1, A2. And story settings, I have the following. I did set them at 4100 from ground to level 1. And level 1, I just kept doing 3.7 from story to story. Okay, so that's the start. What I do is next, I like to show you how we do the first cutting element to create this nice effect on the blades. So I'm going for this to A1 and I start drawing my first triangle. Now the object I'm using is a morph object, because you will see in a moment it's quite nice how you can change the angle of that triangle to suit what I like to show you. Okay, so just morph. We don't really need special settings in the morph, because I purely use this as a cutting element. Maybe what's important is you obviously put on a layer. I've got a layer called 3D cutting elements, so that's important. And you will see the way I'm showing my elevation with the surface showing. It is good if it's like a glass transparent surface, because then we can see what's behind the morph. Okay, and I start my first triangle. Now what I want to do is, the triangle has to be sort of, I do a quick one. So let's just say roughly, you know, if you have a look, that's just roughly. Okay, so this one here, you can't really, the way I set up, having the same length of the triangle in each direction. That is because, and I'll show you that, you know, if I draw a circle here, so that's my blade. If I draw a circle up here all the way to there, you can see it doesn't work, because the height of my story and the length between the blades, as you can see, they don't match up exactly. Okay, so in theory I would have to say, oh okay, I do my blade here and then divide them in between. But what I wanted to do is I have 1 meter glass in between, so I just kept doing 1 meter blades. So how are we doing then this with the triangle? So let's delete this arc again, circle. And as you see, I have this as my middle. So I take this, just delete this again, and I start drawing my morph again. So I want this as my middle. So we go down here, start outside, and we click that as a middle. It has to go all the way to the top, you know, of the next floor level. And you gotta make sure you go into the middle here. See, the cursor changes from this sort of representation to a black one, the pencil. So you click there, and I'm in the middle of the blade. I'm going down, and you can see it's 1, 2. So I got 1, 2, and we go again into the middle of the blade here. So let's just have a look there. You see it's black. Click again, and I close this up. Okay. Now to achieve what I showed you at the very start, I need to split this triangle in the middle here. So I could just draw it, or we can just split it, which is a bit easier. You just click split and you go right there, down there, and just click on one of the sides. So now our morph element did not split. Very interesting. Out of interest, let's just see if that's only in the elevation. So I copy this and let's go down and just paste this in here. Let's have a look. Let's paste it a bit closer. There. I'm sure I've split that before. So let's have a look if that's a problem. If you... no, it doesn't really split that well. Very interesting. Well, you know what? We do it a different way, but you're welcome to comment on this and tell me if I can split a morph element like this. You know, you teach me something. So that's not a big deal. So what I do is next then we just draw that morph then this way. So I have to go from here into the middle here and we just do it this way. And down here, there we go, and select this and delete. Let's mirror this. So we just mirror a copy. There we go. Now the reason is I did not extrude it yet because I want to show you for the next one. I want to flip this over. So let's just drag this and we drag this one all the way up here and we rotate. Okay, what I want to show you is got to make sure that this is all fitting down here. And you can see at the moment, so we go, because this is the starting point, I'm not in the middle here. But this one here, I really want it to be in the middle. Yeah, see, there you go. So I've got to be very careful. So let's just delete this. And we move this into the middle. So this goes into the middle. Okay, so now I can do it again. Let's just drag a copy. And I drag it up here. And we rotate this all the way around. So this goes all the way down here and it fits perfectly. I show you in 3D quickly why I did all this before I extruded. Yeah, that's good. Because what I want to do is now, I want to extrude this one first, this one here. And when I'm finished extruding, I don't need this. I just wanted to do this to copy to make sure it actually fits. So sometimes, you know, it's like a guide almost. So I can now delete this. I don't want this at the moment. You will see. Okay, great. What we do is next we just really extend this, and you know it can extend quite a long way, but hang on, this one here, and let's just make it 1 meter. Okay, great. And we move this back now. You can also otherwise go to the 2D drawing if you want to now, because they are right drawn at the elevation. So I take this and drag this over. And let's go there. Let's have a quick look in 3D where this is at the moment. Okay, so if I select this, yeah, that's right there, that's good. Actually, no, that's not, because see, I wanted to really start it there. So let's drag this there. Yeah, that's perfect. Great, so the first bit, I just pull this one all the way down here. Zoom in, you got to make sure it's parallel to this. See, there you go. Okay, all the way to this point. So now you can see at the moment it is 959, and I want to make it 20 mil thick. So I do 940. So this is a little bit is 20 here. Great. So we go over here. We turn this around. Let's go there, and I can leave this one out here, but obviously I gotta move that one back. So take this and again make sure it's going along here to the middle. There we go. Let's zoom in a little bit more to make sure we got the middle. There, I got a tick there now. It's 500, and I want to go a bit inside. It's just, this is just make sure to, so it cuts perfectly. So make it 480. So it's 20 inside this blade. And as you can see, if I go to the top, I have to move this one in too. So take this and we move this all the way in here. Go to, you can hold shift and it holds There you go, yeah, it's 590. So it's again, obviously you're gonna do 940. So all you have to do is go roughly there, make sure it's parallel and you hit 940. Okay. So as you can see, this is now nicely going down this way. It's going on the same line there, and then from there it goes up that way. So just to show you, let's do a quick wireframe. You can see it goes from here all the way up there. Perfect, that's exactly what I need. So now I can go to my elevation and I can take this and I can say, okay, I mirror this over because now a copy, so I don't have to do this twice. So we go there and mirror over. Okay, now I have to be careful. As I said before, I gotta move those points back. This happens only with the very first one here because I started out there. Okay, so now you're gonna make sure you move those points back, and there'll be 2 of them because this is now in 3D. Okay, let's have a quick look. Oops, still one selected. Let's go back a bit. Yeah, this is looking good. Let's do the next one, which will be this one here. Oh no, don't want to move that. I want to just move my, you know what, let's do it in 3D again. So we go this way, and same thing again with this one here. So you extend this, extrude this by 1 meter, and do the same thing again. I speed this up a bit for you. Okay, let's copy that one over and we see what we have in a moment. So take this one and we mirror a copy. Okay, now before we continue, I want to quickly check if we did all this right. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, cool. So quick check, and the check for me is the following. So what I do is I select and we open our solid element operation, and we, yeah, they're added, good. And I just add my morph elements. Yep, and subtraction execute. And let's have a quick look what's happening here. I can see already I needed to extend that further out. See, they're outside the thing. That's why it's good to check. Can you see this? Yeah. That's why it's good to see this in a tutorial too. What I should have done is really extend those ones, and I show you. That was a purely thinking mistake on my part. So because the outside one actually, they need just to overlap. So it will then, you know, it will then cut it everywhere. So let's just overlap this. I'll show you in a moment. And yeah, that's good. So you take this one, move that one up there, and this one again, we move that up. Let's make them more flat. And the same with this one, because the bottom one is the ones that will cut my element. Oops. Yeah, okay, so let's do this again, because now it should be cutting this just fine. There's one little thing I can see too. No, that's good because I haven't copied that over. Okay, so let's do this again. So first we have to clear the operators on some of the blades. Just go in here and you clear the operations. Yeah, okay, so they're all cleared. So now let's select them again, all of them, get the target elements, and we select our morph, and we cut again. A subtraction, execute. All right, let's have a look. Yeah, see, there's one more thing I can see straight away. I probably did not extend one of them. Yeah, I didn't. This one here, you see, you have to extend that one too. Let's go all the way up here. All right, actually cuts it straight away. Great. Now I know I got leftovers here. Don't worry, there's leftover right there, but it sticks out. This is good, you know, because before now I can copy them over and use them for cutting again. This is good. If I go out here, that looks good. That's what I want to achieve. Okay, So now, see, that's now easier because now I can go to my elevation and I can copy them over. And I want to go roughly as long as, let's have a look, let's select those. And what we do is we just do spread and I gotta be careful because see, again, this one is further out. I want them in the middle. So first one goes, we drag a copy and it goes from here to there. Okay, and yes, down here you see this one here, we have to make sure we move those two to the middle. Yeah, this is great. So now I can start copying. So let's take this one, and this should work. Now if I copy them along, they should all fit. And I use this increment and spread. So that will go from this corner here to the middle, so to this one here. This is the spread I want. And now you can just go along. Let's just go. Yeah, you can. It's an elevation, you can't see, but it'll work, don't worry. Yeah, see, they're already coming out there. So let's just go to about there. All right, I don't want this there because you will see in a moment, I'll leave them straight. We got one more here. You want to make sure, copy one over there. So we take this all the way to that one. And that one is the one we have to move out to the corner now, both of them. Right, this will be good. Let's go into 3D and yeah, see, we got all those nice cut elements now. It's perfect. So the next bit is I want to actually, I think I got only morph elements at the front, so I can go morph, select all, and just group this. And that's easier because these are for my target elements. So what I can do is now we add this. Use the arrow tool and we go target elements, and yeah, they're all grouped now. Operator, subtraction, execute, and let's have a look if I go to my export. Okay. Yeah, no, that's all good. You will see that's all good. It looks a little bit funny and a bit strange in compared to what I showed you at the start with the 12 stories, but that's the way it has to start up to make that effect we have seen before. So one more thing I like to do is you can see if I add another blade in between, the effect is much nicer. So let's do this. And let's do this again. So we take our target elements, which is now the thinner one, unsuspend groups, and target element, get operate element, which is this one, and execute. And watch now, if I now look at my export, you see that it starts to look a lot cooler, my effect. See, you can clearly see now the triangle going up, going down, going up, going down, and also the other way around. Now what we do is we copy them up. The question is, can we just copy this up, including the morph element, so we don't have to do the cuts again? Good question. But I can't at the moment, because what I want to do is, you see, this is the larger side, it goes thinner. And the next one I want to go thinner to be large again. So we have to do one more level with new morphs to make sure we can cut them correctly. So let's get back to our floor plan. And I'm in level 1. Let's just select this and we do a copy. We go up and we paste them again. Actually, you know what? I'll have a quick look. I don't like those ones showing in the top floor. That's our morph elements. So I really want to make sure, no, not all stories. Home story only. Yes, correct. So go back a story again. Yeah, much better. So I can copy now, go up and paste it back in. Beautiful. Let's have a look at what this looks like at the moment. So if I would, that's exactly, if I would now go 3D export, you can see this is exactly not what I want. They need to be opposite. Okay. Don't worry about this at the moment. I'm just doing this facade for you. What we can do is we can go and do this. So then now you gotta do them the opposite. Let's have a look in elevation. Yeah. Okay, to make life a bit easier, I can obviously use some of them. So what we do is let's select them and we rotate them by 180. Just click somewhere because we have to move them into exact space anyway. So that's 180 and you drag them up. That's it. And you can see we just match them up here. So there will be a couple missing on the right hand or left hand, depending which way you move them. So what you can do is we suspend the groups and we take those two and move them over. Or have a quick look. I might be better off mirroring those. Yeah, just to make sure we do this correct. You know what? Let's just get rid of this. And I take this one and I just mirror copy. Mirror copy. There you go. Now, if I go to 3D now, obviously the two ones I just copied, there won't be cutting. So if I go and have a look in 3D export, yeah. See, how good is that? This fits now perfect. So the blade goes from very little out here and then it goes back in. So the effect, you can see already the effect starting to take place. It's very cool. And this one here, we have to obviously now still to do. Great. So if I export now, almost worked. There's still tiny bit, see? Oh, it's probably so close. Yeah, it's so close. So, you know what, in this tutorial, I do a tiny bit of cheating now. Oh, hang on. Why did that not go out? That's why it didn't work. Same at the bottom. Yes. Oh, well. Let's have another look. Export. Yeah, now they're all cut perfectly. Great, so this is good now. See, now we can actually do and copy them up together with the story and the morph together, and we don't have to cut them anymore. So watch this. So what we do is next, we go to, at the moment, story level 2. This is great. And you got to make sure you have the layers on. So I don't know why I've got this line here. Let's get rid of this. So I take this, go into 3D to check what we got. Got all this. Obviously, you know, if in a full building you do this side too, but I don't have to show you that. I mean, it's just the same thing. Okay, so now we can copy this up and make sure you're not pasting it into the next level 3. You got to jump this level, go to level 4, and we paste that in. Okay, so I go jump level 5, paste in. Yeah, I do at 12. Great, so if you go back now, we got 3, we got nothing. So we need now level 1, and we do the same thing again. So you copy, and you jump level 2. So you go up, paste in. Last one, 11. Let's have a look what we have in 3D. I take this away from now on. Don't think I need it anymore. Let's have a quick look. All right, so we got this. And if I did all this correct, I should be able to see. Yes, look at that. See, you got now the nice, look at the effect. It looks really cool actually. Look at that effect we got here. So we go this way. Yeah, perfect. I really like it. The next bit I show you saw there's something else to finish off. I made some cut around here all the way up and make it look pretty cool. This is quite simple. Let's do this. We go to A1, go back here and I zoom out because I did prepare something. So this is just a normal line. There you go. And all I did is some zigzag lines. And I can see we maybe should reduce that a little bit. Let's move this from there to there. Yeah, so the zigzag line will be cut off here. Now what is important, we have to add a line here all the way down and we close this off because I actually want this side to cut out my wall in a moment. To make this a bit easier, we use this. It doesn't really matter. Let's just go over here so we can see this, really see what's happening there, and you finish this off. Now what it does is it gives me this. Let's drag this up, and for me it's now easy to use the morph element and I just space click. Okay, so this is now another cutting element. So take this and we take that down all the way here. Great. Now obviously we don't have a wall here yet. Okay, so I'll show you in 3D because this will be in a moment our cutting element. Great, so let's have a look in 3D. Yeah, that looks good. And we open our solid element operation again. Let's take this wall as a target and this one here. We got to now make sure obviously we move that in. Let's move this so it intersects with our wall we want to cut, operate, subtract, execute. Great, let's have an export. And okay, next bit is we add the zigzag line going up here, 2 of them, and I like to show you how to, on each level, I add a shadow gap. So let's go to our elevation and we have a look here, and let's go to working, yes, export. Let's do an export. Okay, let's be clear this one. Good. The next bit is, like I said, the zigzag line. Again, we use a line or a spline to do this. Okay, so you got to make sure, obviously, this has to go at least there, can even go over, but that's important. And as you can see, this is not a very nice one. Let's move that one over there. Great. So what you do is now we duplicate those ones like a parallel offset. The way to do is you use this tool here, this one. You see it's coming up, and you hold down the space bar and you click on this one and you just offset this. Let's do 200. Okay, let's do that again. You click on that one, space bar, click, offset 200. Beautiful. Now we have to make sure again down here, you see this has to go all the way to connect here, because in a moment I show you I like to fill this up with a morph element. Actually, that's what I mean, we got quite a lot here, so I could for now go to my export because those two are on the ArchiCAD layer and not on the cutting element. Okay, so now I can take those and let's move them to the cutting element layer, and as you can see it's nicely cut out. by the way, have a look how they intersect. See the problems we got here? This has to do with my walls, just to make sure they are on walls external. So you have to go into your layer settings and the other layer settings. Let's get back here. And working and 3D export, you need to change this one here, this one, to another number, 2. Let's have a look. View this again in 3D. Yeah, see now it's disappeared the problems of the cutting. Great, and we do now the little shadow gaps. There you go. So you got perfect shadow gaps at the height of your story levels. Okay, this is finished design. You see it is a little bit different. I did finish it off going this way. We got the blades on both sides. It looks pretty cool. And I've got my shadow gap, and as you can see, I added a nice texture to it that fits perfectly there. And it's all done. Looks very cool. Okay, I hope you like this tutorial, and I'll see you back next time. Bye for now.